Hello everyone and welcome back to Mentos Plays Our Darker Purpose, episode 26. Apologies for the lack of episode yesterday. Quite frankly, I think I'm coming down with a bit of a cold. My voice was still acting up. It seems a bit better today, but that might change as I talk more. And so I kind of didn't record yesterday. I was out of backlog. Real quick, I'm going to donate some credits to this man, see if we got anything. We did not. So let's get a game underway here. I had actually a very good game going yesterday, off camera, right before I went to sleep. I ended up just kind of letting myself die because I was ready for falling asleep, and I didn't feel like going on through the rest of the run. But I mean, I had fragile glassware that had lasted me from about the first room of my second floor all the way up until Regan, which is really good. It was pretty much, or it made the game go pretty smoothly as a whole. That and I had the teddy bear as well that I had gotten before it. So between those two items I was doing very well. I would love to get 3 more cents and get the potato battery right off the bat. That would be a really good first pickup. And doesn't look like I'm going to get any more money. In fact, I didn't get a champion on this floor either, which is something that happened to me last night too, was not getting a champion on the first floor for some reason. Almost makes me tempted to restart the run just because we didn't really get all that we could have, but we did get a decent item out of that treasure chest, and although we didn't get enough money, we can't expect to get 7 cents on the first floor every time. Or 7 tokens, I guess I should say. Let's see. Frothy, not going to be an issue for us. There aren't any excess juice boxes on the floor, so we aren't going to be able to get back to full health by the end of this floor. But we can definitely get out of here with just 5 damage taken unless I play very sloppily going forward, which I don't see happening. Just gotta take out Frothy real quick. It's one of the easiest bosses you can face. Oh my god, did I seriously let him just barely nick me with his face? Let's see, not leaderless, so this one it is. 50 life is the better of those two options, I think. I think I am approaching getting all of the lore unlocked, which is really good. These guys can be annoying just because their mini discs can easily get in the way of your shots and make it slower to kill them, but they aren't so bad. We got a range up from that, not a bad thing. Range is definitely one of the low starting points of the game. That and move speed tend to be the two things that you can use most at the beginning of a game. Took a little bit of damage there due to a not so great situation. Let's pop a juice box, grab that one, and move onwards. And we're going to do our best to make some good things happen on this run. It's not going so poorly just yet. I mean, we have nothing but that dodge chance item, and what did we just pick up? Oh god, that wasn't what I meant to do. Oh yeah, the range upgrade, that's right, what I was just talking about. Sorry, not exactly all here. So we do have the boss right there, but we're going to hold off on that for right now. Let's worry about these other normal rooms first. I got a really good item yesterday while I was playing that off-camera run that I hadn't actually seen before that gave me piercing shots, which is actually a hugely useful thing to have when it comes to fighting rows of enemies. Oh, Cat's Cradle for a little bit of slow on hit, not a bad thing. Give me 1 second, I'm actually going to, I forgot to close out of Skype here before I started, and that can sometimes make my recording a little bit laggier. Apologies if this is loud coming up when it signs me off, but 1 second, and okay, that wasn't loud at all. Skype is now closed, so that should help a little bit. And we got our vending machine. What do we got here? Merit slippers, no thank you. You know what? I'll buy a vexing vial. Might as well power up my juice boxes a little bit while we have the chance, and it is not too high a percentage of our coins. We got a bubble dude. This is actually our last room before the boss on the floor. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to have more so we can get some more items. But regardless, we'll move onwards and go fight our boss. Hopefully someone not too horrible. Let's get heading up this way. And who do we have here? The box of nice things. I still need the achievement for this guy, I think. Right? Where are you? The arrival day gifts. Oh, I actually did get that before. So never mind, we can fight this guy as normal. It can get hard to remember which of the bosses you have the achievement for. Especially when a lot of them come down to if you've got the right item mix to make it happen. Oops. And take this guy out first. I am taking some stupid damage against him. We are currently at a point where we can get back to full health by the end of this floor and have full juice boxes, so that's a good thing. These little presents are starting to get faster, which is not exactly a good thing. Okay. Here's the hatchet. That was really close. I thought I should have taken a hit there, but apparently not. And let's see, Celebratory Chopper is almost dead. That was a good dodge on its part. Oh my god. I am so slow, and these things are moving so fast. God damn. Just one more hit. Thank you. Okay, so we end up a little bit shy of full health. We're definitely gonna go with the extra chance of the chance of an extra champion spawn per floor, because that will generally pay out very well over the course of a run. Gluttonous versus Gluttonous, we'll go with the one that's worth a little bit more in credits. The slow on hit isn't a bad thing. I would like to get the annoying metal puzzle now to get 45% chance of slow. I'm 45% slow on hit, which is of course a very beneficial amount of slowing enemies down when they are moving half as quickly or about half as quickly. Good things can happen. Took out one of those furnaces before they fired. Take out this slime, and 20 damage definitely will take. And there's another juice box there for us. This is the kind of floor that can easily put you back in the green in terms of health and juice boxes. Gluttonous floor early on when it's not too difficult can certainly make things go very well for you. That was pretty close to me taking some damage from shooting that thing for no apparent reason. So now we just need to avoid this green chalk cloud and shoot this guy as much as we possibly can. And he will die probably, yes, next hit. Not a great item, but it's something that we can at least make something happen with. Yeah, that was the other thing. I got a Gunrose Mallet very early on that run too, last night. So on top of having 100% crit chance, I had 25% bonus damage, which of course makes a huge difference when you're doing crits on every attack. Okay, or I could just take a hit to the fire. But we have a lot of juice boxes on this floor, so damage isn't the most concerning thing. Oh, I do need to stop taking quite so much of it. Let's see, this chest. Mephie's Wickedness, not a great item. I would have rather had most items than having that. But, oh well. Glad I was able to take her out just in time. Same with that guy, actually. our damage seems to be decent right now. I would have loved to get that merit bracelet, but we have no more rooms left on the floor to get any more stuff. So you know what, let's get another bit of dodge. We already have 15% now, which isn't a bad amount of dodging. I guess we'll save these juice boxes so we know how this boss goes. It's sudsy, so we shouldn't take too much damage here. Especially if I can manipulate him to use his own spike against him. After learning that's possible by the achievement, it's certainly a strategy that is not a bad idea to use. Although I messed it up there. And took a little bit of damage, but again, not very worried about damage on this floor because we have a ton of juice boxes remaining. There we go. And of course, the other benefit to using his spike against them, oh god, is that it kind of cuts off the path of those ice blocks much earlier and gives you the ability to get back to attacking quicker. So there is certainly some risk involved in it in terms of damage you might take, but taking an absurd amount of damage on this fight, but we're still easily going to get back to full health and have health to spare. There we go. It is a nice feeling to not have to worry about your health on a run or on a floor. Because now we've got 5 out of 5 juice boxes, we are at 150 out of 150 health. I did completely forget to use the Gale Winds because they aren't that great. We're on the Woundward Fortress now, so we are on Goneril's level, which is not a bad start. Oop. Just not enough time to take care of that guy before his Chalk Cloud reached me. And let's go this way. I do feel sometimes like some of the enemies get much more difficult to kill than you get stopping power unless you get a lot of good items. Which just keeps the game difficult, which isn't a bad thing. But it's certainly, you know, the enemies actually get objectively harder in terms of the amount of damage they take to kill. And even the ones that you've already been fighting for a few floors can get rather difficult to take on at that point. We're going to take out the Hudson Duster again. This is actually the same name of champion that we had last time we fought this guy. That was a pretty nice dodge. Oop. And we get the Sextant. Not a bad item. If you haven't seen the Sextant, essentially when our shots reach the end of their journey, they are going to, instead of just disappearing, shoot off in another random direction, which, you know, doesn't sound that useful, and in practice you can't really effectively use it on purpose, but it does allow for occasionally shots to hit things that are outside of your range, which is a nice change. Whoop. Let's go down here and gotta get out of there. Screw you, Green Cloud. I want to take out all the normal guys before I worry about Champion Dude down there. Let's open up a path to go around this way. And Old Smoky will not last too long on us here. We get the Hornbeast Steak, that's really good from a survivability standpoint. Not necessarily the item that I would have wanted from a long-term game plan standpoint, but from a surviving from floor to floor, it's going to help us by healing us up 20% at the end of each floor. So, not a bad thing to have. That is the right amount, right? 20%, yes. I don't know if this is a completely released patch or not yet, but the version that I'm currently running, which might be from the beta patch, which you can opt into on Steam at any point, it actually has a nice change, one that I've kind of wanted for quite some time, which is that the fragile items now list how much damage you have left before they break. So if you check them on the character menu, you're going to be able to see, the glassware is 80 health total that you can lose. You're going to be able to see how much more you can lose before it breaks, which is, of course, a quite useful thing to know. There we go. And up this way we find a couple more of these dudes and a chalk guy. Hopefully we're going to find something else decent on this floor, because right now we haven't really gotten a whole lot. I forget what was for sale in the vending machine. I think it was just the rose and the... what was the other thing? The rose and the... plus 10 damage, sure. Now I can't remember what it was. The fedora, that's right. And neither of those are really, I think, worth the money that it would cost to get them. So we aren't going to worry too much about that. And let's head down this way. We're going to find a chest in this room, which is a good thing. We're just going to play it safe and get rid of all these mirrors on our way over to it. Here we go. And we got the one that identifies the location of the boss. This also tells me what boss we're going to face on a given floor, which is a good thing to know, because it does mean that I can kind of make plans accordingly. In terms of what floor I go to, I can know not only what kind of floor I'm going to, but also what boss I'm going to be facing on that floor. That's a good combo of things to know. Nice, we did manage to get that broken up before any of those guys spawn. Yep. Waited just a second too long on that one. And that's broken now. Oh yeah, I should be getting this down to half health or below, so we can stop these guys from spawning. Speaking of which, you're taking quite a bit of damage on this boss, but that's not exactly a surprise, given the fact that we do not have all that much going for us right now. If we had gotten that potato battery on the first floor, I would feel much better about this boss, but as it stands, it's not too bad, but we are going to take a decent chunk of damage against it probably on a given run when we don't have much going like we don't here. Okay, that's one down. That was really stupid, I got myself trapped. Okay. Should just be a couple more shots. Thank you. Lots of stuff going on now. Oh, I walked right into it. And, okay. Now we can focus on getting Goneril spawn. Might as well cast a tornado, it might do something. In fact, it actually did kind of bounce up against the fortress for a while. I should honestly remember to spawn the tornado every chance I get, because it is just going to be a little bit of passive damage for us. Just uncontrollable and very unreliable damage. Rolled right into that electric, to that lightning. Got a nice dodge off there. not really something that I was in control of at all, but it's still a nice dodge. See, let's keep this going. We are going to get healed for 20%, will be 30 health, so we would be up to 122 at the end of this floor if we don't take any more damage against Goneril here. And of course I immediately roll into a lightning bolt. Okay, Goneril is dead. We're gonna go retrieve that one juice box down there and then head on to the next floor. I'm not gonna buy any more juice boxes or anything to get myself closer to full healing, but we're gonna have 115 health, and that's not a bad thing, especially with max juice boxes. And hopefully we'll start getting some better items now, because otherwise I'm a little bit scared of Regan. Moonward's power struggle with Timekeeper. Okay, so we definitely are going to the too big floor. These are both Sindar's Timekeeper, so we're going to go to the one that's a power shrine that's Wound Wards, because that's going to be a little bit easier than the Capulets. A little bit of a hang up on floor transition there, but not a big deal. Just clear some stuff out to make it easier to collect these coins. There we go. So of course knowing where the boss is on the floor doesn't really help us much, since it's probably, you know, it's important if you're trying to go for the under an hour run achievement, but if you're just going for regular play, that part is not nearly as useful as knowing which boss you're gonna face. Actually, while I'm in here, I should just go ahead and pop a juice box and pick this one up. Get us back to 140 health. I mean, like, usually if you're playing through for normal progression, chances are you're not going to want to rush right at the boss, because you want to get as many items as you can. Excuse me 1 second. Thought I was just going to sneeze. My eyes are going crazy, which is usually a good indicator of that. Or my eye, I guess I should say, since it's always my left eye. My right eye is never bugged when I have a cold or allergies acting up. My left eye always wants to be a jerk about things. Oh god. What? What the crap? We might die on this room because I don't have enough time to actually attack this thing. I have never seen a champion one of these before. And I don't have enough room in this room to get away from these freaking things. Oh my fucking god. Could I just have a few moments of not being confused because of these super fast green clouds? Nope, nope, that's too much to ask. Too much to ask to not have to be confused for a moment. Well, that just ruined our run. Just entirely ruined the entirety of our run. That dude was ridiculous. And we have like no chance of winning now. And we are at 31 health. I mean, I guess we're gonna get a couple of juice boxes back at least. But we have no chance of... We have no chance now. Like, those green clouds were just so rapid and so fast that surviving them with that not getting confused constantly was very difficult. I'm not going to complain about the fact that we got an item out of that when we otherwise wouldn't have, because the time key was even more worthless than the tornado, but that could have easily just been the deciding factor of if this run is successful or not. That was a very frustrating fight. I'm like, if the green clouds had moved at the rate they moved from this dude, that wouldn't have been a problem at all. It would have been, you know, a difficult fight, but not that bad. Okay, that could change things drastically. But yeah, if they had moved at that speed, that would have been a much, much more reasonable fight. I need to get up to the top here because there are going to be mirrors. And we get potato battery. That's a good item to get. We may be able to salvage this run yet. But yeah, if they moved at the speed that the green clouds normally move from the champion shock dude, that wouldn't have been that hard of a fight, but with how fast they were moving, it was very difficult to manage to dodge those. And then once you get confused, it just kind of all goes downhill from there. A little bit of extra crit chance is of course always a good thing to pick up. I still wish we'd been able to get the merit bracelet on that floor a couple ago, but yep. Get rid of this mirror, please. Thank you. Let's get rid of that guy. Sexton actually made something happen for me that time. I'm impressed. So of course our crit rate jumps up when we're closer to an enemy. Healing juice boxes, not that great of a thing to get. I'm not healing juice boxes, healing chalk. I mean, it's a useful thing to get, don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, when I try to end up using that, I usually hurt myself more than the damage I would have taken. More than the damage I get healed, because it doesn't heal you for all that much. I actually forgot there would be an enemy there, but we do have max dodge chance on roll, so that works out well. We are actually back up to full juice boxes, so anything from this point forward we can use more so for the sake of getting back to full health. Go away. And I guess that's all we got before we fight the timekeeper here. How many coins do we have? 9? We'll see how this boss fight goes before we determine if we're going to buy any juice boxes or not. Yeah, I hadn't done the room right before the boss yet. So a little bit off target there. And dead. Let's go fight the timekeeper. We aren't going to worry about trying to get his achievement. In fact, I kind of want to stay in the time bubbles as much as possible to make this fight as reasonable as I can. There are certain builds I would be comfortable trying to go for the achievement in, but this is not one of them. Oh yeah, I should be using my tornado as much as possible as well. Okay, this guy can be a little bit of a pain. His early phases aren't that bad though. It's when he gets to the point where he's actively using two alternately moving cog paths that he gets kind of annoying. But at this stage, oh, yep. By the way, get the tornado out there again, because we might as well. not doing a whole lot for us, but it's doing something. And get the tornado out again. I mean, really, I think the trick is when he starts doing the alternating directions is to avoid the time bubbles, because, oh god, a lot of times the area where they align is where the time bubbles are, so if you stay out of that area, then they tend to be more easily dodgeable, but I'm still doing horribly at it. Oh my god. I usually do much better against this boss. Whew. Gluttonous Floor is a big help. The Virtuoso is annoying to fight, but he's not that difficult. So this was all around a pretty good decision, I think. Let's get rid of her. This one. More life and juice boxes permanently increase health. Obviously it's not that big to us right now, but it could pay off in the long run. And I was not at all prepared to give up some move speed right now. We've got a no move speed up, so giving any move speed up, or giving up any move speed, is not exactly something that's on my list of things that are wise to do. I think the guy walked down from here. Yes. So let's go get our coins. Let's see, that says complete all other achievements. Listen to me carefully, the bandit said through the phone. I'll meet you on the ground floor. Bring the chemical. The bandit's personal scientist reached into the refrigerator, removing the special syringe with the label Shuddering Jim. He's already in the building, unarmed, but don't let him see you, and don't let him see the drug either. The scientist slipped the syringe into the breast pocket of his lab coat. And get down here, he's on his way now. The scientist hung up the phone and hurried toward the elevators. One of the bandit's henchmen, a man with a mustache, was waiting there as well. He looked apprehensive. I don't think I can even get back to that one. That's actually why I read that out. Oh no, it's right at the bottom of chapter 4. It just didn't come up right. But yeah, so that is pretty much your do everything else and you get this one type achievement, which is not a bad thing to have. This is going to have a bunch of chair throwing girls and mirrors up here. If I can just clear out one of them, this becomes much easier. I did get a dodge out of that, which isn't a bad thing either. It would be nice if they ever decide to add more items into the game. Ooh, 100% dodge first attack of every room. That's not bad. I should also show off. Oh, it broke already. It broke on the timekeeper. Never mind. But, yeah, it would be nice to see an addition of items that kind of synergize a little bit more. What I was thinking actually was with roll chance. You know how they have the achievements where, you know, I'm the level perks where, you know, for each juice box used you gain X% damage or whatever the case may be. To see one where for each successful dodge you get a bonus would be kind of cool. To make it so that dodging not only, you know, avoided some damage but gave you a passive benefit. Because as it stands, dodging, you know, even with max percent, outside of during the fragile, even with the max percent you can get from the items available, outside of when you have the fragile roly-poly and you can get max dodge, isn't hugely effective. I'm gonna get the mirror first. The plant is the second option that I would like to get. We have another one of these champions here. That was my one guaranteed dodge of the room. It's kind of a bad way to use it, but I'd really like to get rid of this person right here. And go, fiery familiars, do something for me, or not. Of course, the slow effect in this game is extra useful because it does slow down their attack animations as well. So it does actually make them slower to attack. And we get Sudsy's Ice Tray, not a bad upgrade, not a great one either. We're kind of in that point where we're getting where we've had a bunch of decent but not great items, but that's not a bad thing. If we get this many items but they're all, decent, that's fine by me. There goes my guaranteed dodge. But yeah, that plant synergizes really well with the Hall Pass. Because if you wanted to play it a little bit like min-maxing your attacks, you could walk into a room, purposely take a hit to damage everything in the room, and make the entirety of the fight a lot easier. Or just hold back, and if you take damage, go ahead, and if not, then so be it. I'm gonna come over this way. Perfect timing on that. And one more dab. Excuse me. I think we are gonna have enough to get the plant, because we are up to a decent amount already. We've got to be getting close to the path to our boss room here. Yep, there goes my dodge. I feel like I am not doing enough damage. And Gluttonous 4 finally shows its face with 3 juice boxes dropping on this room, which I am not going to complain about. For Gluttonous Floor, I was going to say that we hadn't been really getting a whole lot in the way of juice boxes. And then 3 drop from 3 consecutive enemies. Let's go over to this last room before the boss. Oop, there goes my dodge on that room. Just clear out the middle of that room so we don't have to deal with those things. Then there is one more room that we haven't gone to, as well as getting back to the vending machine. That item up there was where the vending machine was. That's the ship in a bottle. Okay. So let's head up here. And we're going to get the Weeping Plant for 10. And a juice box for 5. Okay, the Virtuoso I should be able to beat without taking much if any damage. Not that hard of a boss to avoid damage on, quite honestly. I still do take damage occasionally, but it's one of the easier bosses you can face at this time in the game. Honestly, the only thing that makes it difficult is it drags the fight on so long. The other benefit is, of course, we now have those goggles, so when confused we're taking minus 75% damage, which lowers things down a lot for us. Okay. 2, 1. Our mirror is ready to go again. Yeah, get up there. Didn't hit him for a whole long time, but it did get some good damage in on him. We still haven't gotten any kind of a hit that we would have taken yet, so we haven't used up our 100% dodge chance. You know, I wonder, I know this is kind of a weird time to check, but it doesn't actually set your dodge chance to 100% when you walk into a room when you have that item. A little bit more damage. Honestly, the tornado might have been a better choice against this particular boss, but Mirror is doing good things for us as well. Of course, if we do get hit the first time, we're going to just end up doing damage to the boss instead. So won't complain about that. Oh, I completely missed that time. Out of the way. Okay, so the gluttonous floor really didn't pay out as well as I would have hoped. In terms of getting our health back up, but we are in decent shape, especially considering where the Horn Beast stake is going to put us after this floor. The closer I can get to up there, good, that did some decent damage against them. And we can stand here and blast away for a while. Okay. You should die. We might not even take a hit on this fight. We might not even use up our 100% dodge, honestly. Yep, we actually made it through there without getting touched. So onward we go to... Excuse me, give me a second to take a drink. Onward we go to face Regan in the floor that she presides over. Thank you for working with me there, Bramble. And excellent. We're going to use our familiars on this room, which I don't think actually accomplished anything. I would honestly like to get rid of this lightning shooter here first. If we do face off against any of the guys who shoot out the big lightning balls, I am a little bit afraid of how that's going to end up for us. Because we do not have a good killing potential just yet. What could help out a lot is if this champion dropped us the cursed art supplies, because that's a really good item to get for these later floors. And between the slowing of the enemy and the slowing by the potato battery, dodging is very easy. We get a bunch of tokens, it's not a bad thing either. Nothing else going on in this room. Let's go this way. Well, there goes my dodge chance for the room, but that did do damage to everything, so it's not a problem. Again, with the early dodge chance using. These can be a little bit tricky to dodge as they build up in the room, but as a whole, not so bad. And we've taken out everything but the champion. Did take a little bit of stupid damage to the Bramble there. That happens sometimes, unfortunately. Come on, stand still for a second here. We get the music notes, so now we have a little bit more damage that we can do passively. Let's take out plant number 1. Thank you. We haven't taken any would-be damage yet, so we could just stand here regardless of if we're going to get hit, but killed that plant easily before we managed to take any damage. And we're doing okay. We recovered well from that champion feral cat. That thing was a nightmare, but we did recover. And also recovered from Sindar's Timekeeper, who had an absurdly bad fight against. Die, thank you. Oops. We can get rid of this one. This one won't be a problem. These floors can be a bit dangerous, let's be honest here. It's not all that uncommon to take some damage on the Capulet floors. There we go. We are actually approaching Regan already, really, which is not something I'm a huge fan of. So there goes my dodge for the room. Well, I mean, I still have my regular dodge chance, but my guaranteed dodge for the room has passed. Let's take that girl out. And 25 life for 15 tokens, plus 20 move speed. We are very well off when it comes to tokens already, and oh god. I was in like the worst place to start that room. Thank you, familiars. Okay then. Roll through the bramble and take damage, but hurt everything else. It's fair enough, I say. Whoops, that was not so smart. Okay, so nothing over here but the Regan fight, and we are not ready to go to that yet. So back up this way, where we will head to the right next. Oh god, one of these guys. Didn't get any hits on him twice in a row. He is just really annoying to fight. Thank you. Let's get out of here before I take any damage. Oh, and another one. Oh, this one at least there's not bramble to avoid. They really aren't so bad when it's just, you know, a room that you can avoid them in well, but thank you, familiars. Come on. There we go. Getting better at dealing with those guys, I guess. But also they've been in decent situations to have them appear in. Let's walk into that plant to do a little bit of damage. Because there's really no reason for me to take any hits on that floor after that point. This is a time chest, if I believe, and if I recall, yes. So let's get over here, and oh yes. Scepter of Discipline, a very good item. Essentially the Scepter of Discipline is like the Sock Snake, except it's going to give you 2 shots immediately, and it's going to make them spread out a bit more. which can be a pain, but especially when you have the items to, but especially the Sextant is going to come in a lot more handy now, because all of these shots, if we don't hit with all 3 of them, they're going to continue off forever in a random direction. So, there is really nothing to be lost from missing with any of the shots, because they're probably going to hit something. Here's our vending machine. Instant level up on the next floor, sure. Juice box, sure. I could have gotten the turtle, but plus 15 life, enemies twice as likely to drop tokens. Plus 5 damage, enemies 50% more likely to drop chalk. Juice boxes and tokens, we're going with that one. So better bug collection is always a good item to get. I probably should have checked how close I was to the next level before doing that. Since I may have just cost myself an easier level that I could have, fought Regan and then came back and got that. And got in double levels when I might get only single now. Hard to tell, but either way, we're going to go fight Regan. I think it's going to go decently well. And we're going to be in okay shape heading on to the next floor, I think. We got 4 chalk, which I believe we have double damage on, which is a plus. Let's get these familiars out and going real quick. It might not be a bad idea even to just kind of stand back and fire and have the Sextant do some good work for us. Got a little bit closer than I probably should have trying to get her. I'm trying to get those familiars spawn right in her face. Now it's your turn to spawn some familiars, I understand. I get where you're coming from, Regan. It's a nice thing to be able to do. Just remember, you're not the only one who can. Of course, when we do spam some chalk on her, we are going to be able to try to stand in the area to heal up a bit from it. Okay, I'll admit, your familiars are better than mine. That was dumb damage to take. Still a little bit too early for me to want to spam my chalk on her. Oh, you went exactly the wrong way, familiars. I hate you a little bit right now. I love how messed up the flight patterns of those flames can get from you standing around them with the potato battery and moving around. Oh god. I'm going to pop 1 juice box here. See if my familiars can do some good things. They can. And my goal is kind of to have the chalk be the killing blow. Not quite there, but it did do a lot of damage to her. At this point, I'm just trying to abuse my shots, and we got it. So, Regan has been defeated. We can move on to Chapter 3. And with that, and planning to, let's see, Leafy Oversight, Gifted, Leafy Oversight, Gifted that's too small, Winged Overseer that's sensitive, or a Pitch Black Leafy Oversight. We're going with the Winged Overseer on the next episode, because that's what we're going to call it for today. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope you continue to enjoy the episodes. We got a decent run going here. This might be the run where we finally get through Chapter 4. We're going to cross our fingers. As much as I thought that Feral Cat had ruined our chances, we have turned things around. Things are going well. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode where we'll complete this run. And have a good one, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Later.